Hi guys, welcome to our YouTube channel, The Filipino The Foreigner. And at this moment, we are here in Lavanya Beach and Dive Sports Resort.
Lavanya
yes,
Resort.
in Zamboanguita. It's located in Zamboanguita.
Just past Darwin.
Yes, next to Darwin. Yep.
Darwin's easy to find on the map.
Yeah.
Darwin.
Yeah.
So maybe we could talk a little bit about what we talked about at the Scooby's restaurant, because I was so intrigued with another aspect of her upbringing. I'm always asking her, and I get bits and pieces understood, and she thinks I understand everything because she's told me everything, but the way it goes with her family is so big, both sides of the family.
Just like
aunts and uncles, which are called grandma, even though they're not grandma, they're actually aunts. And I'm like, bits and pieces are all mixed up in my head. So I was fascinated again. She's telling me some of her young childhood.
Yeah, because I remember when we live in Cagayan de Oro. It's Cagayan de Oro where my mother's family located.
A CDO for
yes,
foreigners.
Bukidnon is my father's side located. Yes. And I can say that my most happiest memory during my childhood is in CDO, even if we are struggling. And you know what? I even mentioned to him, like, because in my family we are 6 siblings. Yes, and I think this is more than 5 times I told him that in the family we are 6. And my eldest sister was born, imagine my eldest sister was born December 25, 1982.
Christmas Day.
Yes, on Christmas Day.
Joanne,
and then,
right?
yes, it's Joanne, but
I remember.
He passed away. She passed away, yeah, right after my mom gave birth to her.
Sad.
Yes, and then I was born in December 11, 1983. And then my mom gave birth again May something, like I think May 20 or May 8 something, 1984. Yes, 1984. And then my mom gave birth again with my brother Michael September 27, 1985.
It's a lot of babies happening.
Yes, exactly. And then my sister was born March 1986. Yeah, so we called it Do-Re-Mi family. Yeah. And you know what? At first, he never understand what is Do-Re-Mi. Do-Re-Mi. Like, look at the music chart.
Yeah,
Do-Re-Mi.
one note, then the next.
Yes.
So, that's what she was telling me.
Like every
But
year,
the parts that
producing baby.
Parts that fascinated me were like, she was between 4 to 5 years of age, and she remembers all of this, or a lot of this, as she was telling it to me from her own perspective. And you said you were 4 to 5 years old, right?
Yes, yes.
And she said when she wakes up in the morning, like, normally you wake up in the morning back home, you got your parents, taking care of you, make sure you got your meal ready. Tell everybody what you do. You'd wake up in the morning, you're 4 or 5, what happened?
It's not like that. Because most of the time we don't have breakfast yet. No breakfast ready yet. It seems like my grandpa were going somewhere, and then when he's back, so that's the time that we have a proper breakfast. Like maybe our breakfast is around 9 or 10. Yes. It's like that.
That's not what you told me. You told me when you woke up, there was nothing really there for you. So you would go out and try to find your breakfast, find your food.
Yes.
And that's why you had more meat on your bones while your sisters didn't.
Because I can climb the trees and pick up some fruits.
So,
like it's a Tarzan.
You're telling me something different now. You're telling me you had breakfast around 9 or 10 when your grandfather came home. You didn't tell me that at the restaurant.
No, I already told you that at the restaurant. No, I told you that. I told you that because because in that area, most of the time, if we have a proper meal, like maybe new harvest corn, and we do it manually, we grind it Yeah, we have
you
our
talked about
own
getting your food.
stone grinder.
And that's a whole nother thing. She said the
Yes.
food that they had to eat was just corn. That's all they had,
Yeah, corn.
And they
Sometimes
would
it's
grind up the,
congee.
they grind up the corn themselves, and they'd make something called congee, which is just the corn and water together, and that's your meal, right?
Yes, because we have babies there. I have my sister, which is less than 2 years old, which is Pearly, and I have a disabled brother. During the time, maybe around 3, yeah, something like that. So it's always our meal. It's always have to have a congee because he was born until 17 years old. From baby up to 17 years old, he eat only congee. Yeah. He cannot eat solid food.
Just, rice and water for
Yeah.
17 years.
Yes, and then some meat, but you need to cook the meat so soft. But most of the time, he loves fish because fish is really soft. Yeah, he can eat that.
Another part of her story that stood out to me was, she said one night it was just her, her
Pearly.
sister Pearly,
And my
and
brother.
Michael,
Yes.
her brother, which was disabled,
Yes.
and they had no electricity.
Yeah.
And they're all crying. There's just 3 of them there as
My
kids.
brother is crying,
Kids.
Pearly is crying, so I cry too.
They're all crying. So in the dark, no electricity.
Yeah.
And when the neighbors heard her crying, they're crying, and your
Yeah.
neighbors had to come over and kind of what?
Yeah. They
Comfort
bring
you or
us,
something?
yes, no, they bring us to their house and feed us.
Oh, because you're crying basically. You had
Yes.
nothing to eat.
Yes.
You're left alone in the dark.
Yes.
Neighbors came over and took you over,
Yeah.
and you remember all that, right? That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
That's your stories from the past. And see, when I hear this kind of story, I'm thinking, okay, like 1940s, maybe 1930s, no electricity, kids there, no food, no one looking after. This is 1980s, okay? Talking 1980s.
Yeah. And also, like, imagine guys, during that time, like,
You gotta talk loud to the wind is
we
blowing.
don't have relatives in the neighborhood. Yeah, we're not relatives in the neighborhood. But even if we're struggling, we help each other. Yeah. Sometimes I eat lunch or dinner in our our friend's house, something like that. Yeah, but most of the time I'm just wandering around looking for food to eat.
Yeah, see, this is what fascinates
I
me.
don't.
She's-
My mindset is like I don't mind my brother and sister there because for me my grandma is always there, my grandpa, and I have my aunties and uncle. Yeah, they don't care about me. They don't look for me. Yeah.
Figured. So she's out there climbing a tree somewhere anyway, getting a banana to eat. She's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but when I remember that I started going to school and they heard about because I cutting class. I do cutting class.
4 to 5 years old, she's cutting class, skipping class.
Skipping class, going to the riverside and bathing. That's
Bathing.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my uncle who beat me.
And rightly so, in a sense, because she said that they could fall in the river and drown. They're only 4 or 5 years old, for goodness sake.
Yes.
She's skipping class to do whatever down by the river. And it's just amazing to me,
And then I remember that I can say that in our classroom I'm the only smart there.
Apparently she could read and write at that age.
I can remember that my classmates falling in line because they want also somewhere in their paper, and then I put my names on their paper.
She wrote her own name on their papers.
And
They wanted
my
help.
penmanship is like going somewhere. Try. Because
That's
I'm just
funny.
a kid.
So,
But that's only my, and also there's always no, not always, it's once a month. No, once a week free snacks. There is a small bun of bread, yes, and then a glass of mungo with sugar. That's it. That's our
mango.
feeding time.
Mango, sure.
Yes, and everybody is present. No one will absent on that day.
Yeah.
Because there's always a free meal.
I think you said that's why you were enrolled in school at such a young age, or
Yeah.
well, I mean that's probably normal age anyway. But you said that was a large part of the reason why you went to
Yes.
school at that time.
if there's a free meal.
I can picture you had some food.
Yeah.
Life is so different. This is the 80s. I have to keep reminding myself.
Yeah.
This is the 1980s we're talking
Yes,
about.
maybe 89, 90.
Seems like when my mother was growing up or my grandmother was
58.
growing up. You know?
Yeah.
It's talking about foreign. It seems so foreign to me. It's just so different, you know? And then
But-
there's a time you said, if I can't leave this in the video, you can tell me. I try to take it out. But you said there's one time, like, Michael, who is disabled in your family, at times was left to himself, right? Is that
All the
okay?
time.
Is that okay to say? Or?
Yeah, all the time, because he cannot crawl. He's just lying down his
And-
whole life.
But that was considered normal. You might have to leave him for a while.
Yes,
And,
yeah.
and the grandparents had to do something. Your mom was working.
Yes.
And like you guys were at school or something. And he's just left there by himself, disabled on
Yes.
the blanket.
You just go and just come back, and if it's lunchtime or dinner time, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah, you need to feed him. You need to feed him, because he cannot eat by himself.
But that's what you had to do for the family to survive, right? Everybody had to still do things, and I guess you couldn't take Michael, or everybody
No,
couldn't
I
take Michael.
cannot.
Not just
No,
you, but
cannot,
anybody.
yes.
They're like
No.
just couldn't take him at that time. But yeah, it's interesting to me.
He cannot
'cause
sit, because even if he has a wheelchair, it's so hard for him to sit. Yes.
Yeah, but let's say it's so interesting to me because that's so different. Like someone would have to take care of him back home, but that's what you had to do here to survive, right?
Yeah.
Like the different people had to do different things. At times, you had to be kind of left like that. That's so different for me.
I can even say, like, when I remember my brother, I can say that if he's still alive this time, maybe we will become more famous because of social media.
Why do you say that?
Because we can ask help from the social media. When he was sick like that, it's not our fault. He's not inborn like that.
Right, 'cause it was
Like, yeah, it's
medical.
the government fault. The medicine is already expired when the midwife give it to him.
created.
Yes, yes. And we don't receive any help from the government.
It's a sad situation all around for sure.
Yeah, my mom, especially my mom. My mom is really struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your mom was such a strong woman.
Yeah.
And the story she's related to me
That's
about her
why
mom's
even
amazing.
if we are old, we're so scared of our mom. Yeah. Even if I'm already in 40s, I'm still scared with my mom. Like, you always say, "Mom, don't say that." It's like, like we always say, "Mom," like we always remind her that don't say something which is, yeah, it's not really nice, because we're really scared of her. Yeah.
But I guess all these experiences like that have been so tough for your mom over the years. That's what's given her such a strong faith, right?
Yes, and also that's why mom is already a widow, and then me and my sister are open for her to have companion, and then we're open that mom can get married again. But only my brother, because he's a mama's boy. I don't like.
If you look real close, you can see a boat going by the water there
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah.
It's live, a boat.
Because I saw how my mom provide for us. She struggled. It seems like there is no childhood memories with my mom. It seems like there's no happiness going on to her life, because she just stay at home and taking care of us, provide everything for us. Yeah, she cannot travel. Yeah, up to
Yeah.
this time.
Your mom's
That's
a
why I
strong
told
woman.
her that, Mom, if you really want to get married, there's no problem. There's not. It's not a problem. But make sure
He's a good
that
person.
yeah, he's a good guy and can provide your needs. Not just you are the, you provide for him. No, it's not. If it's like that, just don't get married again, because we can provide for you. That's our advice to mom.
So
That's why mom is really particular when it comes to, you know, a guy.
So this has been a little bit more of Filipina's life story. Every now and again we throw little trinkets and bits and pieces of her life story because I think they're so interesting. That's amazing. So different for me, and especially, again, I can't emphasize too much that this is in the 80s. Because to me it's like,
Yes.
80s is not too far, and everything was pretty advanced, but it sounds like it's back in the 1930s or something.
And also, guys, just for a clarification, because most of the couple here who have this Doremi children, like the couple is, you know, they are always together. But in my parents' case, that is not, because it looks like this. My mom and dad didn't live. I don't remember they lived together for few months. No, because dad is kind of, he loves to go somewhere. My dad is a happy-go-lucky guy. Yes, and then
So he left your mom alone a lot.
yes, alone a lot. And then before he left, my mom is pregnant. And then when he come back, my mom is about to give birth. And then he go again. And it seems like he's an OFW. Just imagine, an OFW is not always there. And then when he's back, mom was already give birth. And then he stayed there for a month. Yeah, and then when he wants to go again, mom is pregnant again. Just like the doctor said, because mom really wants to use contraceptives, and then the doctor said you're not allowed to use contraceptives, any kind of contraceptives, because it's really dangerous for your health. Yeah, so you just use calendar method. But calendar method for mom is not for me is really useful, because dad is not always around. But every time he left, mom is already pregnant. When he's come back, mom was already give birth, and then stay for a month, and then yeah, that's why it's every year. But doesn't mean my dad is always there. No.
Your mom had the calendar how to make babies faster.
Like the doctor even said, even if it happens one night, you immediately get pregnant. Yes. Yeah. That's the doctor explained. Yeah, to her. But I guess mom she was menopausal period at young age. That's why I'm so scared. We don't have a baby yet, and then when I get menopause, it's hopeless.
I don't like discussing these things. We're at a beach. Look at the sand. Look at the sand. New topic. Anyway, we can end this topic. Thanks for tuning in today. We're at the beach and outside of Dumaguete. Sometimes we talk about these kinds of things too, but this is a little bit of her life story. I like throwing in little snippets of her life story. I find it very interesting. And if you're just hanging out with us, following some of our relationship experiences and so on, that's what it's about. We're not about the drama in Dumaguete too much. So God bless you.
everyone.